guest, Tom Adams. He's the CEO of AUVSI and the co-creator of Counter UAS Hub. So welcome, Tom.
Thank you. It's great to be here, Don.
Yeah, absolutely. So Tom, tell everybody a little bit about what you do.
So a couple things that we're doing. One is I'm the CEO of AUVSI. We're a Counter UAS consulting, training, and services company. And then we also have our first product that we launched was CUAS Hub, which is a Counter UAS industry website with articles, news, resources, guides, references, textbooks, all this kind of stuff to kind of help people learn more about this airspace awareness and protection missions we're all very focused on and concerned about.
Yeah, well, everybody, if you didn't see Tom and his cohort, Casey Flanagan on the Dawn of Drones, check that out. Go to back episodes on AUVSI's website. You'll learn all about what they're doing, and also go to Counter UAS Hub. But Tom, you're here at Exponential Y. What are you excited to see?
There are so many people that I've been chatting with for years that are here. There's a lot of great exhibitors, speakers. There's a lot of great content here. I feel like a kid in a candy store, not to use that that thing. I'm sure that probably won't be the first person that says that today, but there's just so many great people here. There's a lot of really great learning opportunities to learn about new products, and so I'm just excited to get out there and start shaking some hands and learning more. It's a great place to learn.
Well, and everybody out there, Tom was one of our panelists and faculty members for our Law Tech Connect workshop yesterday here at the Expo. It was our second annual, and I'm telling you, we packed the house in part because of the amazing caliber of faculty we had. So, Tom, thank you so much for that and for all your help, actually, outside of being up on the stage and helping set up and whatnot too.
Well, it actually doing all that, setting up and tearing down reminded me a lot of doing the Counter UAS mission where we had to move gear all the time. So it was just like old times. And it was a great Law Tech Connect workshop yesterday. Some amazing speakers, and the room was packed, and I learned a lot by listening to all the industry leaders out there. It was great.
So 2 last questions, Tom. One is, what do you hope to achieve here at Expo?
I think the big thing for me is just building more connections and network and seeing where there's some opportunities where I can work with other companies to help them achieve their goals, and maybe there's some some other companies that can then help us in our journey to provide education, training services, and to provide some more airspace awareness and security to our critical infrastructure and our law enforcement partners.
Well, and I'd be remiss, since we're talking about Law Tech Connect and all the things you're doing here, not to mention also that AUVSI was a friend of Law Tech Connect sponsor yesterday. So thanks for that too. And last question, Tom, how do they reach you?
They can reach me at tom@aerovigilance.com.
And here at the floor, you're just going to be floating around. People can find you any particular place?
Yeah, I'm going to be floating. I'll be all over the place. So just email me if you want to get a hold of me. I'd be happy to talk to you.
And you're on 2 panels today, is that right?
Yes, 2 panels today. One in just a few minutes.
Okay, he's got a roll. He's got a roll. Yeah.
And then another one at 4:00 today. Talking about counter UAS related topics. So
okay.
Looking forward to it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Tom.
Thanks,
Good luck.
Appreciate
Break
it.
a leg, buddy.
Thank you.
All right.
See you later.
See ya. We are going to take Lori next. We've got Lori DeMatteis coming up here from Matrix Space. Lori has been such a friend of P3 Tech and Dawn of Drones and Law Tech Connect. Here she is. Move in a little bit so we can see you better. Matrix Space really just kind of launched this Matrix Space radar in the last couple weeks. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Lori, and what you're doing at Matrix Space.
So for everybody, thank you first of all to Dawn. Yesterday was an amazing event. She probably had 175 people in the room, from up almost double in size from a year ago, and very informative. So next year, do not miss if you want to move education and training and just be able to see the who's who and what's going on in industry. It's just a really nice time to be quiet and really start to accelerate. Now, from a standpoint of who I am in Matrix Space. Matrix Space launched 2 weeks ago. We've got the world's smallest radar. Come by our booth, see us at 3110. I'm the Chief Revenue Officer, Chief Strategy Officer. We're working through how we move this internationally. We've got so much excitement and build. My claim to fame is being multiple companies being able to accelerate their growth and development. So looking forward to meeting everybody, and hopefully you have a great show. It is a very different floor this year than last year. Lots of stuff on autonomous, lots of conversations around where software is going.
Cyber, a whole cyber section this year.
Whole cyber with security. So do not miss, be on the show floor, walk around. Thanks, everybody.
I thought you had your little radar here.
I do.
Okay, well, she's going to go get that. But while she's getting that, because show and tell is always fun, what I wanted to also mention is Matrix Space was the month sponsor for the Dawn of Drones. Lori was on the show. So again, go back and check that episode. And also, oh look, there it is. Okay, so tell us about this. What are you showing us?
So this is our world, like I said, the smallest network, radar, networked as well, AI, all software defined. So everything is in this box that we're doing.
That's amazing.
And it weighs less than a pound, and it takes less than 20 watts of power. So very, very cool. Very amazingly how to operate it, and it's a game changer for this industry, enabling baby loss.
Well, awesome. So Lori, have a great show. Thank you so much. I know she's got to roll because she's got a lot of people to see and a lot of things to do. But thank you also
Appreciate everything.
Being a Matrix Space Scholar.
You're welcome.
Sponsored yesterday.
Always.
Yeah,
Always.
Awesome. All right, thank you.
Bye.
All right, see ya. Next up, we've got Sean Pribble. He is a partner at the law firm of Holland and Knight. Sean and I go way, way back. Before the Dawn of Drones and before my P3 Tech company, and I was still in the Air Force, I met Sean. He's a former Coast Guard JAG and has done some international work in all kinds of organizations. And again, now a partner at Holland and Knight. They were silver sponsors for Law Tech Connect yesterday. And we had partnered previously with IEEE on maybe the kind of the earliest iteration of My Vision for Law Tech Connect. So great to have you, Sean.
Thanks. It's great to be here.
Yeah. So tell everybody a little bit about what it is you do at Holland and Knight and why you're here at Exponential as a law firm.
Thanks. And again, it's been a long road that we've been down to get here again.
Yeah.
And thanks for having me. So as a partner at Holland and Knight, I focus on the maritime trade, international trade, and energy, and how they all intersect. So focus on the regulatory piece. Here at Expo, focusing on the maritime side of autonomy and how we're seeing that market emerge.
Well, no better person to have on our maritime panel yesterday for Law Tech Connect. I mean, what an all-star panel. And Sean, so much to know about maritime law. So stay tuned, everybody. We're going to eventually be releasing those. We did tape all of the whole day, every session. So more to follow. But Sean, what are you excited about seeing here at Expo?
I'm excited to see the maritime side. So there's an intersection of all domains, and I think that's what Expo has been very good about bringing in. And I've seen some of the maritime booths, and that's been fascinating. I did spend 2 years in Norway, so I've seen Kongsberg here as well, so that was good to see. So we also focus on the trade side on the export controls and the ITARs, so foreign entities that are looking to do business in the U.S. and then U.S. companies that want to export their products overseas. It's a huge part of what we do as well. So I'm looking to see what the emerging markets look like.
Well, that's awesome. And how can people get in touch with you, Sean?
Our law firm website and LinkedIn. I'm very active in both.
You are. I know you are because I see. And Sean is a prolific author. He is always posting up articles, scholarly articles, and otherwise involved in so many different maritime international committees that are helping shape the standards, because what we learned yesterday, Sean, or what I learned honestly, were really the parallels between what we're seeing in the maritime side and the air domain when it comes to regulation and policy, and how, as always, technology is way ahead of the regulators.
It's a combination of policy, cultural acceptance, innovation, lessons learned. I think, to your point, what we can learn from aviation, road, et cetera, and how we can avoid duplication of efforts and hopefully move forward with safety front of mind.
Well, everybody out there, you guys are lucky that he's the guy at the helm, no pun intended, steering the ship for regulations, helping to steer that ship, because much needed, and you've got great expertise. So Sean, thank you so much for everything. Great to have you on the show today, and thanks so much again for your Holland and Knight support of Law Tech Connect.
It's my pleasure, and it's our pleasure to be sponsors. Thanks.
All right, awesome.
Thanks.
All right, so you have a great show. All right, Jennifer, I think our next guest may be on a call right now. So why don't we get our your friend and mine, and the man that's usually behind the curtain. We're going to get him up front.
Not on this podcast.
Not on this podcast, not on the crew. That's right. I forgot today's full crew, not Donna Drones. It's all such
It's
a blur, Mike.
Yeah, we're on like day 3. Everybody else is on day 1.
Yeah,
so.
that's true. Mike was here with us bright and early Sunday, setting up for Law Tech Connect and filming all those episodes or all of those different panels yesterday. So, Mike, you're here also with Drone Code Foundation. So tell us a little bit about, what you're doing here and what you're excited to see.
Well, for the Drone Code Foundation, we're going to be filming 4 interviews for our Behind the Tech podcast or live stream. No, podcast on that one.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're doing a really, really big setup. We're going to have Romeo from Auterian.
Amazing.
We're going to have Brendan Schulman.
Nice, from Boston Dynamics.
Right. So we're going to be talking about his journey from drones to robotics. And we have Vince Poon from Holy Bro, and we have one special guest that I actually can't tell you about.
Double secret.
All I could say is a blast from the past is going to be returning to the drone industry.
Interesting.
So pay attention to the Drone Code Foundation's PX4 Autopilot channel on YouTube for the next couple of months, because something really, really cool is going to drop. And what I'm trying to get out of the event this year, I'm here to see all my friends. I mean, yeah, I'll see all
It's
my
like a homecoming, isn't it?
Jennifer
Yeah.
on the side. She's going to be popping in a second.
Yeah,
This is one of my best friends in the
there
drone
she.
industry.
Oh, look, she's like doing. She's
I've known-
photobombing us.
I've
I
known
love it.
Jennifer for 8 years now.
Jennifer Richter, yeah, she's up next to be sure. But Mike, speaking of dropping things, everybody out there, P3 Tech dropped a newsletter, our first edition this week. So please go to P3 Tech's website, subscribe to that newsletter, get all the latest of the shows Mike and I are doing together, all the articles I'm writing, all the latest updates, and see what else is going on. So, Mike, any closing thoughts?
No, everybody who's here, have a great time. Everybody who's watching from home, stay tuned and find out more about what's happening here on the floor, because every year it changes. It's a different vibe.
Yeah.
Because it's an industry that's still moving fast.
Well, and it just kicked off, so we haven't really even had a chance to walk around yet, but we're excited to do that. So thanks so much, Mike. All right, and Mike will be the Oz behind the curtain tomorrow. We're doing the Dawn of Drones here live with Jack Elston tomorrow from Black Swift Technologies. But in the meantime, we have the incredible Jennifer Richter from Aiken Gump. Jennifer is a partner there. So Jennifer, for those that don't know you, can you tell them a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, you bet. Hey, friends. So I lead the telecom media and technology practice at Aiken. We're a global law firm, and we do many things in the industry, but certainly in this space, we represent major OEMs on their strategy. We represent new technology companies on getting their tech approved by FCC and FAA. We represent venture capital funds when they're doing investments in the industry, and strategics as they're buying new advanced aviation aircraft. So a whole host of things that we do. And I've been in the industry and doing this for over 10 years, which is really exciting. And I would say, I don't know about you, but I feel like the energy here this year is quite a bit better.
It's super high. Like, wasn't it crazy yesterday? So Jennifer, by the way, Aiken was a silver sponsor of Law Tech Connect, and Jennifer was on a panel, Show Me the Money. What a great panel about public-private partnerships and kind of what the different statutes that apply and different authorities and how to find that money. But at the beginning of the day, when I was just like, hey, this is about connections, everybody get up and just meet somebody. It was crazy. Like, how loud the room got. I mean,
it was really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I was really praising you last night, Dawn, to Brian Wynn and others here for the really excellent substantive day of discussion that we have always when this Law Tech Connect gets together, and Dawn puts together a very tight show.
Run a tight show.
Tight show.
Yeah.
With lots of substance, which I appreciate, because if I'm going to spend a whole day away from my desk, I want to make sure that I'm getting something out of it, and I really did yesterday. I was both a speaker and a recipient of some great information, so it was a really good day yesterday.
Well, thank you so much. And by the way, Jennifer is also very much a friend to the Full Crew. Not only was she on the Full Crew previously, but she was also on our Full Tilt Leadership podcast. I feel like it was back in August last year, Jennifer.
Yeah.
So go back and check that out on the Full Crew website. And fun fact coming up, stay tuned, because Jennifer is going to be on the Dawn of Drones this August to talk about basically how a law firm can help you grow your business, and why sometimes speaking to a lawyer might be key to your program success. So more to follow there. But Jennifer, what are you excited to see at this show?
I always really look forward to walking around the floor and seeing how the technology is developing. I would say over the last couple of shows, I've been really impressed with the advances that have been made in autonomy and the form of the vehicles. And so that's really exciting. I would say this year I'm hearing a lot of people talking about digital infrastructure and how important that is to support this new industry. And so, and that's an area that I'm obviously involved in. So that actually has been a lot of fun. Last night I had dinner with a really interesting group of people, including our friend PK, everybody's friend PK.
Oh, PK from NASA. I just saw him, yeah.
And heard some very interesting things about what people are thinking about drone technology and the future. I will definitely say I'm hearing a ton of people talk about radar here, and
we just had Lori DeMatteis from Matrix Space with their little Matrix Space baby radar. Yeah,
it's amazing, and that's really moving through at the FCC at a very good clip. So I think that's going to be available for purchase before too long. But there are many companies that are reaching out to us about radar solutions, so that's interesting. And I thought yesterday's panel on Show Me the Money was surprising to me. All the comments that I got after about people not knowing some of the sources of the funding.
Like Walmart, who would have thought, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And, this other transaction authority where money is given to agencies and agencies have the ability to do other transactions that are not subject to the federal acquisition regulations.
Yeah, that's key.
A lot of people didn't understand that piece and that really is an opportunity. And then there are organizations that, like National Spectrum Consortium or US Ignite, that people should be looking to as potential partners because they're getting funding and then they're able to work with members in their consortia to bring forward solutions that DoD is really looking for, whether it's digital infrastructure or the things that ride on digital infrastructure. So I think there's just a very important opportunity to be looking around. And I thought it was interesting when we got into the sort of the after part of there's the funding part, and then there's the, okay, now if I'm going to get this funding, who am I partnering with? Am I prepared to do all the compliance and the accounting and the reporting?
Yeah.
People are very interested in that piece.
Well, and then the IP panel, right? Like, beware of who you're partnering with, and what does that agreement look like when you're inventing things together? I mean, I learned so much personally yesterday, and about your panel in particular, Jennifer. What I was so shocked to hear was actually the amount of money that is flowing in particular with regards to infrastructure. That so many of these companies can take advantage of. So everybody out there, if you have interest, Jennifer, how can they reach you? How can they find you?
So I'm at aikingump.com, AKINGUMP.com. If you go to the website, search for an autonomous systems and advanced mobility paper, a white paper that our group, like 20 lawyers in our firm, just collaborated on to put out into the universe about different things that we're watching in this very interesting and exciting industry. So take a look for that paper and download it. It's free, but you can find me there as well. And it's Richter, Richter. And I also want to say, yesterday when I did my panel, and I'm going to post this on LinkedIn.
What?
When I left my room to come over to speak, I looked down at my shoes and I had one blue shoe and one black shoe. So I was
made
very
it in all the pictures.
So I ended up wearing tennis shoes to speak yesterday, which was horrible because they were not even cute tennis shoes. They were like my bad tennis shoes. So I did go out and buy new shoes yesterday.
There you go.
There you go.
I don't even know how the heck you had time to do that, but
I made time.
Do me a favor, please, Jennifer. Send me that white paper, the link to it. I want to put it in my newsletter, upcoming newsletter. Once again, sign up, P3 Tech. New newsletter coming out every week. So we'll have a link to Jennifer's white paper in there. Make sure you're signing up for that. So for all the latest. All right. Awesome. Thank you so much. All right. You take care. Have a great show.
Thanks.
All right. Next up, we've got Mary Caitlin Ray. So Mary Caitlin is an attorney, an aviation attorney in the firm from Washington, D.C. of Crowell Mooring. She was actually one of our bronze sponsors yesterday for the Law Tech Connect. And other fun fact, Mary Caitlin is going to be on our No Kidding Full Crew newscast next Monday. So make sure you're dialing in, save the date already. It's going to be a great show. Mary Caitlin, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Don. Happy to be here.
Yeah, so tell everybody a little bit about what you do at Kroll and why they should care.
Absolutely. So I've been at Kroll and Mooring for about 5 years now. I'm one of the team leads for our aviation group. And we have a larger transportation practice as well that I participate in. And my practice, is really focused on a lot of corporate and business aviation on the manned side, but increasingly now on the unmanned side as well. I also have a fairly large M&A portfolio where I advise clients who are interested in investing into aviation-related businesses.
Yep.
So that can really run the gamut in terms of the type of business that we're kind of reviewing and doing diligence on, but increasingly there's been a lot of investment into the unmanned space and into unmanned technologies. So I spend a lot of time focusing on that. And then I also maintain a large regulatory and transactional practice that relates to drone operation, manufacturing of eVTOLs, and type certification and things of that nature.
Well, awesome. And Mary Caitlin was on a panel yesterday about privacy with none other than Vic Moss and Kenji Sugihara from Drone Service Providers Alliance. I think Mark McKinnon from Fox Rothschild was on that one, and also Cameron Schell from Dragonfly. Cam will be on the show later, so stay tuned for him. But Mary Caitlin, what are you excited about at AUVSI now? This is I'm going to say it's your second year coming to the show, and I think you came last year only because I invited you to be on the faculty for Law Tech Connect last year, and you got to experience this show.
Yeah.
So what are you thinking? Like, what are you excited to see?
I'm excited to be back this year at Exponential.
Third time.
My first time was in Chicago pre-COVID, and so
Oh wow!
I'm really excited to be back and to be in person, and to really see how far the industry has come. Since I was at the last show, which is there's been a lot of progress made. There are a lot of new exhibitors here this year, which I'm really excited about.
Yeah.
And kind of as drones and other emerging aviation technologies start to become more integrated into our existing framework, into the existing aviation framework, I'm starting to see, a lot more of the players that I see at conferences like NBAA, Ariata, and the like, because they see value in focusing on this industry and investing in this industry. And that's really exciting for me.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I sat down here to have a little breakfast, and there was a gentleman across from me. And my very first conversation this morning was a guy who's making really cool components for eVTOL aircraft, right? So that's not something you would think about normally with AUVSI Exponential, but definitely I think they've opened an aperture for, those companies. And we're seeing a lot of, we were just talking about digital infrastructure, cybersecurity, counter UAS, all kinds of things here this year that maybe are a little bit different from what you saw a couple years ago.
Definitely.
Yeah. So how do people reach you, Mary Caitlin?
They can reach me at Kroll and Mooring's website, and that's CROWELL, Kroll. Or they can reach me at my email, which is mray@kroll.com.
Awesome. And what do you have coming up next other than our amazing full crew next Monday?
Oh my gosh. I've got coming up Law Tech Connect at the Energy.
Oh, that's right. Oh my gosh, I haven't even talked about that.
I'm really excited for that. We have a full team from Kroll and Mooring coming. I'm coming from our aviation group, as well as 2 attorneys from our cybersecurity and energy practices. So I think I'm really excited about the collaboration. That's one of the things I love most about working in this industry, is that I get to work with industry folks who do a lot of different things, but I also get to work with attorneys who do a lot of different things. And so I'm excited to kind of visit those points of connection between, cybersecurity issues within the energy industry, within, aviation users. So
well,
great event.
Thank you. So I honestly, I'm so still knee deep in this one that I haven't really shifted gears at all, but great reminder, our very first Law Tech Connect Energy Edition is going to be in collaboration with the Energy Drone and Robotics Coalition at their 7th annual summit in Houston, Texas on Monday, June 12th. Mary Caitlin and her team are bronze sponsors again there. And we have several VIP delegate passes that we can give out for free. So please DM me or email me if you want one. You get not only the 4-hour Law Tech Connect on Monday, energy focused, very specific, but also the Expo Hall Pass to go to the main event for the rest of the week. So please check that out. And again, follow my newsletter because I know next week I'm having a post about that. So please sign up. But I'm so excited for that. I can't believe I forgot. And let's see what else. Anything else we want to kind of close out before you head out?
No, thanks to everyone for listening, and thank you, Dawn, for an amazing event. I know this is such a huge lift for you, and it shows. The effort shows. We're continuing to grow, so I'm excited to be here this year, and I'm excited for next year in San Diego.
Awesome. I'm still riding the adrenaline wave. Honestly, no, like at the end of the show yesterday, I was just so tired, and then I went out again last night to that kickoff event. That AUVSI Rocky Mountain did. And I'm like, I probably should have stayed home. But I'm excited for today. I can't wait to walk the floor, check out who's here. And I'm glad you're here. So thank you so much, Mary Caitlin.
Thank you, Dawn.
All right, awesome. We are going to grab, let's see. Hey, Mike, we are running a little early and we can grab somebody else. So I don't know if we want Elizabeth or Elizabeth. Yeah, either way. All right, we're running a little early here, but we are just like grabbing random people here in the VIP lounge. So we're going to keep the flow going, and got it. Okay, yeah. So yeah, go get Adrian if he can. So we are just let's see who we've got coming up. We've got Michael Wilbur from AUVSI on deck soon, and Lauren Young from Modal AI, Airspace Link, all kinds of people. So, who? Yeah, Robert. But yeah, there are all kinds of people floating around, and we are just going to grab one. In fact, here we go. We've got Kathy Cahill from the University of Alaska at Fairbanks. I ran into her also this morning here in the lounge. So Kathy, you guys are doing amazing things up there in Alaska. Can you tell everybody, what's going on? Because you're part of the IPP, is that right? And then also the Beyond program.
Right. So IPP was the lead into Beyond. So we started with IPP. We moved into Beyond. We are one of the 7 FAA test sites. We're also part of ASSURE, the Center of Excellence for UAS Research.
Yeah.
I sit on the Advanced Aviation Advisory Committee meeting. We've been part of the BP ARC. So we're doing a lot of work on really the total integration of drones into the unmanned aircraft space.
Yeah.
Into that with traditional aviation, which for Alaska is a key issue. We have a lot of general aviation.
Yes.
We have a need. We need to do long distance cargo missions to our communities.
Yes.
You can't drive to these places. Diapers and milk to villages does not sound like an exciting mission.
No.
But it is really essential for people's ability to survive in the communities where they want to be.
Yeah.
So we're working with a bunch of partners to try to do longer, higher, bigger. And so, for example, we have Merlin Labs going to be doing some flights starting beginning of June.
Okay.
With their autonomous Cessna Grand Caravan with the safety pilot on board between communities in Alaska.
Wow.
So it's
you
exciting.
heard it here first, everybody. That's awesome.
Yep. So we're partnered with great folks. This is an FAA project, and it's something where we really are taking those first steps towards what does the integration look like and how can we make it work in the bounds of what's already there.
Yeah.
And so, using traditional aircraft is a good way. They're type certified as traditional aircraft, and we're just really, to some extent, changing the autopilot.
Wow, that's amazing.
So some really cool things are happening. We've got educational programs that are getting developed. We've got work we're doing with small drones on a range of different topics, anything from wildlife surveys, pipeline monitoring. We want to be able to do the full Trans-Alaska pipeline in a single flight. We have aircraft.
Wow. How far is that?
801 miles.
In a single flight.
In a single flight. We have aircraft that have the legs to do that already. We've done 30,000 nautical miles beyond visual line of sight with Transport Canada looking for North Atlantic right whales in the St. Lawrence Seaway.
Oh my gosh.
So we have aircraft that could do long distances safely.
Yeah.
It's just a function of working through the permissions and the regulations to make sure that, we have the correct detect and avoid on board. We have strong communication links. The last thing we ever want to do is create a hazard.
Oh, of course.
We're safety first every time, all the time.
Yeah.
And that's part of why FAA has helped us do some of these missions is they know we're going to try to avoid doing something stupid.
Yeah. Well, that's always key. So you're here at AUVSI Exponential. Like, what are you here for? What are you hoping to get out of this show?
So this is an opportunity for us to meet with a bunch of our partners.
Okay.
And to develop new ones.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of old friends week. You come and you see everybody. It's nice to see them in 3 dimensions.
Yes.
And to also do all of the introductions to folks who don't quite know who we are or don't know how to quite reach us.
Right.
And what we're doing. So it is very much a networking event for us. If I'm lucky, I get to go walk the floor once and see all the cool stuff that's happening and everything I want to have.
Yeah.
But it really is a case that this is a networking event, and all of my time is spent developing relationships and partnerships that hopefully will lead to us moving the whole field forward.
Yeah, well, absolutely. And so how do people, you said you're looking for partners, how can they reach you if they're not here?
So they can always get us through our webpage at the University of Alaska Fairbanks. If you put in AUVSI, ACUASI, which stands for the Alaska Center for Unmanned Aircraft Systems Integration, you can find us, and we have contact information for us, and so we can follow up with everybody. And it's a function of knowing that AUVSI is the University of Alaska Fairbanks. Some people don't know that, but that's kind of the reality. And we're always happy to reach out and contact the folks who reach out to us and try to find out what they're interested in, how we can help, potentially how we work together.
Well, that's awesome. And do you guys have a booth here? You just, like you said you're going to walk the floor. Does Alaska have a presence, or some states have pavilions and things like this?
So we don't. We're kind of the quiet test site. We're busy doing.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the people who come to us, it's word of mouth. And it is a function of people know that we're doing the larger aircraft, et cetera, which a lot of other folks aren't. It's more challenging. The rules are not quite as easy. So it is a case of they hear from other folks that we get stuff done.
Yeah.
FAA loves us and hates us. We don't put out many press releases, but the ones we put out means we've really done something.
Yeah. Well, as they say, if you're not ticking them off, you're probably not doing your job, right? So
exactly.
That's what a 2-star general told me once when I was in the military. So
wise words.
Words of wisdom there. So awesome. Let's see what else. Anything else you want to kind of chat about before we?
Just watch the Federal Register. That's one of the best ways to see what the FAA is coming out with.
Good.
So
good tip,
always
good tip.
a good tip that people don't think about, because you don't really think, oh, this is going to be, worth my time. But there are nuggets in there. And also look for the broad agency announcement. There are nuggets in there as well.
So people may not know what you mean by that. Broad agency announcement, like it's what it is and how do you find
so basically it's a request for proposals from the FAA. So they say, for example, for the test sites, there's a qualified commercial entity aspect where they try to find folks who are interested in detect and avoid and other technologies to pair with the test site in order to get funded to do research on aviation safety.
Yeah.
So that's a good way to get some funding, and for technologies that are, they're fairly technically, new, not prototype, but something where you actually want to go do flight campaigns and do real testing.
Yeah.
And this gives the FAA an opportunity to fund those technologies and have their partners coupled with the test site so they get practice working with the FAA, and they get the expertise of the test site helping ensure safety during that testing.
Where can people find the broad area announcements if they want to look at those?
So that is in the federal government's RFP database, or request for proposal database. and I don't remember the address off the top of my head.
Okay.
I think it's
It's like
sam.gov, but I'm not.
Sam.gov. I think you're right. I think it is. So, well, awesome. Well, those are great nuggets of wisdom, everybody. So if you're looking to partner and do some really cool stuff up in Alaska, this is the person you want to connect with. So, and great tips. So thank you so much for taking
It
time.
was a pleasure.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Keep up the great work.
Thank you.
All right. Next up, we have Michael Wilbur from AUVSI. He's the guy that's helping put some of this content for this year's show. So welcome.
Pleasure to be here, Dawn. Thank
Yeah,
you.
so tell us a little bit, Michael, like this year's show is all about focus on autonomy.
Yep.
So what's different this year than like years past?
Well, we try to innovate. There are things that you're always going to see here. You're going to see the expo hall. You're going to have a lot of workshops, co-located events on the first day. Here there was a great law tech event on Monday.
Yesterday, yeah.
That was standing.
I know
room
it's
only,
like
so
yesterday.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Feels
Right?
like a
Yeah.
blur.
Yesterday's like that. Wasn't that 4 days ago?
I know.
So we've been trying to expand programming, bringing in subject matter experts to share their specialization with the community. That kind of evolves every year.
Yeah.
One of the other big changes we did is we used to just do workshops on Monday or just throughout the week. Now we did them, packed them up on Monday. We've got them throughout the week. So Expo Hall attendees, full conference pass attendees, VIP attendees all have more content available to them.
Yeah. There were a lot of people here yesterday. You know, like you really
Yeah.
packed the house Monday, and I know people are traveling in Sunday, you know, for that reason.
Yeah.
So, you know, a couple of people we've already talked to, Michael, have mentioned, you know, they're seeing a little bit more digital infrastructure this year. They're seeing some cybersecurity.
Yeah.
What are you, because you know who's on the floor.
Yeah.
You know, what kind of topics or companies are maybe newer entrants to this show that people can understand that are out there right now?
Well, I'll make the if you're listening and you're here on site, or if you're coming in later in the week, I'll make the shameless plug right now is download the app. Like that's got all of the latest content. You can sort by topic. Cyber is a huge focus this year. If you were at the keynote this morning, we talked a lot about cyber. We had Alex Stamos, who is a cybersecurity expert, formerly of Facebook and of Yahoo, and now a professor at Stanford. Talk. You know, he's scared us all to death about the dangers of
artificial intelligence.
Exactly.
I know. I people are already talking about that.
But it's good. And following on that, we talked about our AUVSI Trusted Cyber program that we announced last year in Orlando.
Right.
Have been working over the past year with our members, with different stakeholders in the community, government agencies, to build up this program towards an industry certification for the technologies and the organizations that build them and operate them. So if you're here on the show floor, look for booths that have that Trusted Cyber or Green UAS, which I'll touch on in a sec.
Oh, wow. It actually is on the booth?
Yeah. So there's a couple
so
that
that's
have that.
new this year.
Right. So Fortress Information Security is one of our partners that is kind of helping drive that whole initiative.
Yeah.
Their booth here, they've got times set up for people to walk through the program, see how it can interact with their technology. And the Green UAS piece kind of launched first a couple months ago. And that was built out of a request really from DIU that has just been backlogged with the Blue UAS program.
Right.
Wanting to get more companies into the fold, but just not having any of the resources or bandwidth to do so. So
yeah, gotta love the U.S. government, right? The unfunded mandates. And DIU, I mean, I got to give it to them. They've done a spectacular job with what they were able to, you know, with the resources they had. So it's amazing that you guys are able to pick that up. Green.
And they've been a great partner. And so the whole idea behind Green is that'll get you up to Blue.
Yeah.
And then you just need your OTA to work with the with DoD, and you're already verified up until that point. So
and OTA being other transaction.
I used the wrong acronym.
No, I think that's what they call it. Agreement.
Yeah.
I think that's what they call it. Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Maybe I used the right one.
No, I think so.
Michael Robbins is rolling his eyes at me.
No, I don't know about that. Where is he? Where's Michael?
He's around here somewhere.
Okay. Well, because we had Matthew Borowski on with Modal AI on the Dawn of Drones, right? Affiliated with AUVSI this year, early in the year. And I'm pretty sure that's what he said. And there's also an article, by the way, everybody, in the AUVSI sphere in the newsletter about that interview. So check that out if you want to learn more about Blue. And we talked a little bit about Green as well, I think.
Yeah. And it's a growing program. There's a lot of interest. It's been a lot of feedback from the community. I'll use that word. But I think what's been most valuable about it is the willingness for a dialogue and the conversation that it sparked. So we're moving down this road because there's a need for it, and because we can't afford to wait until the regulator gets around to saying that this is required for us to figure out what we're doing as a community.
Well, you look, Mike, anytime you can drive the train and set something up right before somebody tells you to do it, like you're said, and honestly, if you create something that they can take and say, all right, this is what everybody should be doing, that makes their lives easier. So therefore, that's what I always used to do as an attorney, especially when I was in courtroom. I'd write the findings of fact for the judge, like on a motion, like all you have to do is sign, so.
Were you a prosecutor?
I was, yeah.
Okay. My wife was a prosecutor.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
5
Could you
years.
tell?
Yeah.
Could you tell? I actually did a little defense too, in the military, but I was primarily a prosecutor. Yeah.
She does civil now. She got tired.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it is. It's exhausting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But I guess that, kind of being in the courtroom is like translated to being on the podcast. So here I am. And
you do a great job.
Well, thank you. So what else, Michael, before you head out, like, what do you want people to know?
Honestly, if you're not here yet, plan ahead for San Diego next year.
San Diego 2024, everybody.
Last week of April. We'll be announcing with great fanfare, but I can kind of sneak that in here.
First here, you heard it here.
Exactly. or if you're walking downstairs, you see the giant
banners.
Yeah,
you see the banner, but there's no dates on it.
Okay, yeah. So it's April 23rd.
April 23rd, write it on your calendar right now, seriously. And if that's the case, then April 22nd, if that's the Monday, Law Tech Connect, San Diego, baby.
Yep, we'll be there. We'll look forward to having you there again.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you can't come to the show, hit up AUVSI.org. We'd love to coordinate with everybody in the community, have a conversation, see how we can collectively be moving the industry forward. That's what we do.
All right, and in the words of Will Ferrell, San Diego, right?
Let's stop the quote there.
Stay classy. Stay classy, San Diego. Yeah.
Excellent.
All right. Very good. All right. Well, thank you so much. Thanks for coming on.
Yep.
All right. We've got Nikki with us from Drone Up. Nikki Crowmer is coming around here.
Nice to see you.
Great to see you again. So everybody, we're saying see you again because I saw Nikki in
February,
Bentonville, Arkansas in February at Walmart store number 100. Fun fact, we filmed a PBS special that's going to air later this fall and featuring Drone Up and their drone delivery operations at Walmart. So that's only some of what you do, but so great to see you here, Nikki. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. So nice to be here.
Yeah.
Nice to see you again.
And Drone Up was a scholar sponsor for Law Tech Connect yesterday, and the incredible Grant Guillot
How'd it go?
it was amazing.
Good.
Grant was on a panel second year in a row about drone regulations and the regulatory updates with the FAA and Lisa Ellman. It's kind of becoming an annual tradition. So that was just so great. But you guys are really deeply involved in this show. So tell us a little bit about your interest in this show and what you hope to achieve here.
Yeah, absolutely. We have lots of speakers. So we're on lots of different panels. Today, our CEO, Tom Walker, is on a panel around 2 o'clock, and our CTO is on a panel. Actually, right now, I think until like 12:30.
Oh, really? Okay.
On East Coast time, so I'm always checking.
Oh, right.
But yeah, so we have 2 panelists today, and then tomorrow we have quite a few, and then Thursday as well. So we're really involved in the show. We have a great booth here. We're excited to be part of the industry as always. I think this is the 3rd year in a row that Drone Up's been here, and I'm excited to see the technology. It's just really cool walking around. So lots of new things to look at.
Yeah, well, Tom's such a great speaker. And for everybody out there, if you didn't see him on our leadership podcast, The Full Tilt, I think it was last month in April. Go back and check that out on The Full Tilt. It's also on the P3 Tech website, but it's on our full crew website. Such an amazing journey he's had. And from Arkansas, he jokes like, I've got a 7th grade education, and look at this company and like what he's done. So much you guys have done. Now, are you guys up to 32 Walmart drone hubs and delivery operations, or where are we with that?
34 locations.
34, okay.
Yes, and we're in 6 states, which is super exciting. Yeah, so that's where we are right now. So drone delivery is happening right now with Drone Up in Walmart, and yeah, if you're in one of the 6 states that we operate in, you can, and within our area and our radius, then you can have drone delivery. So it's been going great. Obviously, Walmart's an amazing partner of ours, and yeah, we're just we're excited for the future, excited for everything that we've built so far. Also.
Well, fun fact, Nikki, we had a panel yesterday also about called "Show Me the Money." And Walmart came up several times as a corporation that philanthropically funds, or other organizations, companies, law enforcement, drone programs, and other things. So, just great information and a wonderful organization that's doing those things.
Yeah.
And on the forefront, I'd say, of drone deliveries with you.
Yeah, obviously they're a fantastic partner to have, and we're really excited about the operations that we do. We like to partner together to do a lot of things to give back to the communities. I think we're doing something. This is Teacher Appreciation Week, so we're doing something with them there. They're always looking, what else can we do in the community? So we love to partner there and just bring. I think in December we brought some school supplies to a school in Dallas. So just they're absolutely incredible to work with.
Well, that is so cool. So
Yeah.
It's going to be a busy show for you.
It is already.
Yeah.
It's busy. How's it going for you so far?
Oh God. Okay. Well, Law Tech Connect was great in large part due to you and so many of our sponsors and our volunteers and everybody that came. Nikki, we had easily 175. We maxed the room. We maxed the room.
That's amazing. That's all you need. That's what you want.
Yeah.
The last thing you want is 15 people sporadically, and after all the work. I know you put so much work into these things, Dawn. So, well, that's fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Success.
Yeah. So hopefully next year we can do some great stuff in San Diego together. And what is next up for you? I know you've been going to a lot of different shows, and I know Commercial UAV has historically, in September in Vegas, has historically been kind of like an anchor, and you're so involved in that. Between that, now and then, do you have anything coming up that you'd like to talk about?
Yeah, we have a couple coming up. I don't really want to get into the other shows while we're here at AUVSI.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do. You'll see us around for sure. And we've been at a lot of shows, so yeah, you've definitely seen us.
Well, let's put it this way. If they want to know where you're going to be, how can they follow you or find out great information about Drone Up?
Please follow us on LinkedIn at Drone Up. Follow us on LinkedIn. That would be great. Always looking for follows and to build our network there, and you'll be able to find out what we're doing. We post a lot. You can find out what we're doing there, and always before shows we're posting. So.
All right, great. So for you personally, before I let you go, what are you super excited to see at the show?
Oh my goodness. Okay. So yesterday when we were setting up, we saw a drone that was going to be submerged in water. So we saw the water happening. So I haven't seen
the water happening.
We saw the water happening, Todd. It was happening. So I haven't seen that. So I want to loop back and see that. And then we are also near one of the drones that's the 2-seater drone, the passenger drone. And I don't know. I'm sorry.
Oh, like an eVTOL, electric vertical. There's an eVTOL on the floor.
I think so.
Holy shnikes, that's so cool. I met a guy.
If it's 2 passengers, is that what that?
That could be. Yeah.
So that was really cool. I'd love to stop by that booth and just learn more about that. So I mean, the technology here is obviously amazing. I can't wait to walk the floor. I've been, heads down trying to get my booth ready.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah,
a booth is like a blessing and a curse.
It is
because you meet all these people that come to your booth that want to know about what you're doing, but you feel tied to it, and you don't get to maybe walk the floor like you said and see. So I hope you get to take that time.
Thank you so much.
I think you'll see so much. So thank you again, Nikki. It's so awesome to work with you. So great to see you.
So great to
Thanks
see
for
you
all your support.
Have a great show, Dawn.
And I will be stopping by Drone Up later.
Yes,
so
please do. Thank you.
Check it out.
Bye-bye.
What booth number?
Oh.
She's going to look it up.
Yeah.
While she's looking that up, we're going to have Michael Helander coming around from Airspace Link. Come on over.
Hello.
So hello. So excited to have Michael here. We had him on the Dawn of Drones, a month or 2 months? No, you guys sponsored the month of March. Yeah, so you kicked off the month of March.
I had my wife on too.
And Anna was on our Full Tilt. The Leadership Podcast last fall. So go check out those past episodes. And we worked on a white paper together about your portal.
Yes, AirHub portal.
The AirHub portal, which is the latest development at Airspace Link. So first of all, if you don't know Michael, tell them who you are.
I'm Michael Helander, the CEO of Airspace Link, and we have been a land supplier with the FAA for almost 4 years now, which is kind of hard to believe. So
it is. Holy shnikes. Well, you know, we've been talking about digital infrastructure with a couple of guests this morning, and when you think about digital infrastructure, you need to think about Airspace Link, because you guys really are. I love your name because you are the link between drone pilots, between what's going to be UTM in the future, of course, UAS traffic management, local communities, and governments, so many different stakeholders. So tell them a little bit about like how it works, like what you're doing at Airspace Link exactly.
Yeah. So the number one thing is we focus on obviously the FAA, the federal systems, and the data exchange to make sure operators are flying, whether it be recreational, Part 107, further coordination, and having a simple system to just authorize.
Right.
No cost, as simple as possible. That's number one. And then number two would be communities. Communities do want to get engaged. They want to operate. They want their citizens to operate safely, but then they also want to use drones for their own operations, public safety, drones as the first responder,
right?
Data collection, roof inspections, bridge inspections, pipeline inspections, whatever it might be. So putting a platform that's city friendly, that also connects to the federal system. That's our second. But then a lot of those operators want to do advanced things like get a COA,
certificate of authorization,
for public safety, or tactical beyond visual line of sight waiver for public safety. So they're starting to push the boundaries outside of normal operations, and we help them do that. And then we move to a higher level with the larger operators. How do I get a area of operational approval for a 135 operation? Taking that ground hazard data and applying to the FAA, safety systems, air and ground data to create those safety cases. And so on. So our system starts at what I call level 1, very simple, to level 6, which is how do we integrate advanced air mobility and air taxis, and we're the data backbone along that process.
And you know, the white paper honestly explains all of this. You can find it on P3 Tech's website, but also on Airspace Link's website. So Michael, you guys have a booth here, right?
Yes.
Do you know the booth number?
No.
Nobody knows our booth number. Why is
38 something.
Okay, 38 something. So if you're here, wander down the 38 area, find them.
Busted. In case he sees this, I'm in trouble.
I know you are going to be in trouble. I'm telling you. So very cool, very cool. No worries. So
please stop by the booth. Can I do a plug on that?
Tell them what they can expect to see.
So we've rolled out our AirHub beta platform and products, and it's really going to launch in the fall. But we're going to need operators to be part of the beta. Use cases, again, from the simplest operation to advanced routing and algorithms. But we're going to need operators, and we're looking for those beta partners. As simple as in a community or a single operator to operations up in Vantas. So we've recently announced that we're the front end for Vantas up in North Dakota, onboarding those advanced operators, getting them access to the surveillance data that's been specially installed for drone operators to help with their waiver process too. So we're looking for all types of operators to be part of the beta program.
That is so awesome. And if they're not here, Michael, wandering down aisle 38 or whatever, trying to find you, how can they, if they want to be an operator or otherwise, how can they get in touch with you?
Hello@airspacelink.com. Come to our website.
I love that.
Just come to our website. There's contact us. We all get those emails. So you would then get connected with one of our team members, and we have multiple projects. So it would be beta, but some of these are paid too. So these are paid beta programs that allow you, depending on the use cases and the locations and your ConOps, we'll try and match you up with some of those opportunities as well.
Well, that's awesome. And you heard it here first. They're looking for people. So make sure you reach out to Michael and his team. Michael, is there anything else you wanted to talk about before you sign off?
No, I think that's our number one goal is AirHub portal beta partners and customers and people to get on the system. So
all right, well, we're going to keep an eye out for how that goes. We're going to watch in the fall for the official launch of the AirHub portal and all the other partnerships and things that you're doing out there. We will keep an eye out. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right,
You're
great
amazing.
to see you.
Thank you.
Yay.
All
right, let's see. Who do we have next? We got them lining up here. We've got Lauren Young. Here she comes from Modal AI. You know what? I'm cracking up here, everybody. Why? Because Lauren brought an Oreo cookie. And I know, actually, this is not cool because I'm so flipping hungry right now. I'm trying not to eat carbs. And you're like, bring this cookie, and like, you're killing me.
With all the talking and walking, you need to have
I know. So, Lauren, tell everybody who you are, what you do.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lauren Young, and I head up marketing at Modal AI. We are a blue UAS framework manufacturer of voxel autopilots that are built in the USA.
She's so good. You know, isn't she? Like, she was on a panel yesterday, Show Me the Money at Law Tech Connect, and was one of our friends of sponsors. So thank you for that. Fun fact, I don't have one to show you, but best swag ever. They were Modal AI green and white M&M packets, like branded Modal AI, like so cool.
Yes.
But besides the M&Ms, you guys are all about autopilots, and you just had a new release. So tell us about the Voxel 2 Mini.
Yes, absolutely. We're so excited that we just launched Voxel 2 Mini. It is an iteration of our Blue UAS Framework 2.0 Autopilot Voxel 2. This is the original, that's 16 grams, powered by the QRB 5165. And we're so excited that Voxel 2 Mini came out last week. It is a 30% size reduction, still powered by the same powerful Qualcomm QRB 5165. Just loses a little bit of I/O, but it's perfect for industry standard FPV sized drones. Also, it's as small as an Oreo at
No
only
joke.
11 grams.
And you know what? The smell is killing me. I'm chucking this Oreo because I'm so hungry.
Oh my goodness. But we love the Voxel 2 Mini because we want to enable smaller, smarter, and safer drones. This has industry standard 30.5 by 30.5 mounting, so it's perfect to pop onto any FPV sub 150, sub 250 drones for even smaller use cases, including swarming. So we're very excited.
Well, and so many use cases. By the way, Lauren spent a lot of time yesterday telling the story of, of Modal AI and their involvement in DIU and what that journey was like. If you missed Chad Sweet, the CEO of Modal AI, he's been on the Dawn of Drones twice this year as part of a series. First with DIU, Matthew Borowski, right back in January, and then more recently, just a couple weeks ago, with Qualcomm, Dev Singh.
Yes.
And talking about the Voxel 2 and that collaboration with Qualcomm. So, Lauren, you guys have a booth this year here at AUVSI XPO. So do you know the number?
Yes.
See, the marketing person knows the number.
Yes, Chad, we got you on that one. We're booth 4534. Definitely come stop by. We're showing off the Voxel 2 Mini, the Voxel 2. We have a very fun TensorFlow Lite demo going on. And we're also giving away those green M&Ms. So
are you kidding?
Yes.
All right,
so
I'll be over later
make sure
then.
you come by and grab one if you're at Expo. And we're also very happy to support all of our customers here as well. We're neighbors with PDW, so they also use Voxel. So we're very excited.
PDW,
Yes.
really cool. They actually had made the Guinness Book of World Records for the longest flight. Yeah, I met them at the UAS Summit there in North Dakota last year. And I was like, what? That's so cool. So last question, and I'm going to let you go. Actually, two questions.
Okay.
I lied. Number one, what are you super excited to see, or what have you already seen here that like makes you so jazzed?
Okay. I'm really excited because Voxel 2 is actually a finalist in the AUVSI Excellence Awards, and today they're going to be announcing the winner at 1 o'clock at the Solutions Theater. So fingers crossed, we're really hoping to cinch the win there. So very excited, looking forward to that. Probably the coolest thing that we've already done was joining Dawn's Law Tech Connect panel the other day. It was my first time speaking on a panel, and it's so great to speak with 100 people on the room. So
look, Mike is photobombing us. No, it's okay. It's okay. We're getting some chat, and I'm asking him to interpret. So that's awesome. And last but not least, can you tell us how they can reach you if they're not here to go to your booth?
Please.
And get your cool M&Ms.
Yes. Visit the Modal AI website, modalai.com. You can also keep up with us on Twitter, modal_AI, or you can follow me on Twitter at L8Young. So yes, thank you, Dawn, for having me.
Thank you. You guys are awesome.
Always a pleasure.
All right. Next up, we have Lauren Regia. Lauren, how do you say your last name? Because I've been butchering it. Like,
no worries.
How do you say it?
It's pretty hard.
What is it?
It's Regitz.
Regitz,
yes.
But it's spelled like Regiec.
Yeah.
Regitz.
Got it on the nose.
Well, did you know, fun fact, that I'm Polish?
Yes.
Kopaczynski. All 11 letters of it.
Polish.
That's very, very Polish.
Polish
yeah.
Sisters.
Yes, but Lauren, besides being Polish, by the way, is with Carasoft. And I'm so excited that Caresoft is at this expo this year. This is your first year here, right?
Yes, our first year here. We have a pretty decent sized booth. We're doing a ton of different demos with some of our partners in there at the kiosk. We have a meeting lounge. Really exciting so far. It's only the first day.
So, number one, tell us what's your booth number.
Our booth number is 1932. It's
And
in the back left corner.
Back into the left. That's a Seinfeld thing for those old people out there. Back into the left. It was a thing on the JFK thing. But anyway, I dated myself there. So, who are the partners that are going to be like doing the demos in your booth? What does that look like?
Sure. So we have a couple partners here today. We have Dragonfly, Airagility here in our booth today. And then we have Airworks coming tomorrow, as well as a couple others who are coming in and out. We have Icaros, I believe, who's going to try to swing by.
Oh, cool.
So,
Awesome. Very good. So, first year, what are you thinking? Your first impressions so far for the show?
oh my goodness. Well, first of all, it's huge.
Yes.
And everyone sounds like they're really, have a good footprint in the ground of what they're trying to do with their missions and their drones. So I'm excited to hear some more of those stories of what's next in this field.
So, explain to everybody out there what Caresoft does and why you're here at the expo.
Sure. So yes, good question. So Caresoft is a government distributor partner, and we were founded back in 2004. And to this day, we've done just this past year, we did $12.9 billion in sales, working with over 600 different technology manufacturers, primarily in the IT space. But over the past few years, we've been working with UDON as our drone consultant to really build out that UAS line card and help support our three main customers, being our technology manufacturers themselves, our end users in the public sector, as well as all of our reseller and system integrator partners, through proactively selling and marketing all these different solutions, trying to act as a one-stop shop and make that procurement process as seamless as possible for all these guys. We're a top performing government contract holder through some of the biggest being like in the federal space. We have GSA, NASA SOUP, Army Chess ITES, as well as a ton of cooperative purchasing agreements in the state and local space.
Well, and besides, you already kind of alluded to this, right? Besides linking people up with these different contract vehicles and helping move them along in the federal space, you obviously go to events like this and so many more that your partners can then benefit from as well. Is that right?
Yes, exactly. So we love acting as an extension of whether that partner already has an existing government business or they're new into the space. And, you can leverage us to help come to these events, offer you some sponsorship opportunities there, go to all these big shows. And, we're always looking for new vendors to come on board and help grow our business together.
Well, thank you, by the way, Lauren and Caresoft. I know, maybe some of your colleagues will watch this. For being a Caresoft Scholar sponsor again this year for Law Tech Connect. Caresoft was our very first Scholar program at our inaugural edition of Law Tech Connect last year. And after that show, I'm like, you all have to come here this year. And they are here. And I'm so excited to hang out at the booth and with your partners, Dragonfly, who's another one of our dear friends, and Airagility, of course, Promote and the team there. So have a great show, Lauren. I will see you at your booth here soon as I can dial off, get some food maybe,
Yes.
and then walk the floor myself. But thank you. Was there anything else you want to tell people, or how can they reach you?
Sure, you can reach out to us directly at drones@caresoft.com, and that will reach directly to myself and our team. And, we can help answer any questions that you have. So
awesome.
Thanks so much, Dawn.
Thanks so much. I'll see you soon over
all right,
there.
sounds good.
All right.
And we have peanuts at our booth. If you ever get
Peanuts.
hungry.
All right. Yay, nuts. Okay,
Thank
sounds
you.
good. All right, bye. All right, next up, we have the incredible, the unbelievable, and the amazing Tony Drummond.
Hi, everyone.
Yay. And so much has changed for Tony in the last year. If you're following her, you know this. If you're not, you should. But you have transitioned and you're now working for a global company, and you are the U.S. presence, the U.S. president
I am.
of Titan Aviation. So tell us about that journey and what that means.
Yeah, no problem. So I signed on with Titan Aviation in January. Titan Aviation is a global aircraft management, charter, and sales company. That's my sweet spot. That's my expertise. This company had a very forward-facing a whole idea, lots of different ideas of how to break into emerging aviation, and that's obviously another thing that I'm really into between UAS and AAM. So it was a nice combination, and we're working on a nice footprint and a blueprint for, I'll say a playbook for what we're going to be bringing to the emerging aviation industry through Titan.
Well, and there's so much that you're bringing. I know we talked yesterday. Tony was on our panel, AAM infrastructure. If you build it, they will come. And talked about our work with vertiports and, very deeply involved in the standards and the different committees as well with MBAA, the National Business Aviation Association, Emerging Technology Committee there.
Yes. I've got a lot of committees. I'm really dedicated personally to helping build the bridge. You know this, Dawn, just because of my GA background. I've always seen a bridge between AAM, UAS, GA. Titan helps me carve that bridge out. And a lot of these other communities, the National Business Aviation Association, that's a GA business that's also working in emerging tech. National Air Transportation Association, that's a committee that we started, an AAM committee there that I'm helping to chair. The knowledge base that I've been able to garnish over the last couple of years has really been able to help me consult for the vertiport companies like Volatus Infrastructure, for the drone companies like Promo Drone. So I'm able to really give the expertise and help these companies move into the solutions that they're creating.
Well, and what I also love about what Titan under Tony's leadership is doing, as always, because she has a heart for this, is outreach, STEM education, advancing, in particular, women in the industry. And so thank you again, Tony, not only for being a Titan Scholar sponsor.
Can I bring one of our scholars on?
Yeah,
Come,
Titan
hurry.
Scholar. So here's a living proof right here.
This is Malia. She's one of our Titan Scholars. She's amazing, and she's also going to start doing some part-time work at one of the flight departments I'm involved with.
So there you go,
so
living proof right here. Malia not only came to our Law Tech Connect workshop yesterday as a Titan Scholar, as did about 14 other people as Titan Scholars, but also our networking event Sunday night, my friend. Like, was that amazing or what? Titan was one of the sponsors for that, and it's like our second year doing this together, and it was like kind of a flash mob thing, open to the public.
It's like having our family come back in. Everybody's greeting, and it's the industry is really starting to form into this really responsible group where we're leaning on each other, we're collaborating, and it's melding into something really beautiful. I'm excited, as you can tell, to be here. Dawn, you did a great job yesterday at the Law Tech Connect workshop. We're grateful for the knowledge base that we learned yesterday. So
well, thank you, and I couldn't have done it, number one, without you and all of the other sponsors and amazing faculty members, because that knowledge came from them. I was just herding the cats and keeping the clock.
We had Department of Homeland Security, the FAA. I mean, everybody came. Everybody wants to move this forward. Really important.
Absolutely, and San Diego 2024, everybody, mark your calendars now. It's going to be awesome. Tony, you're wandering the floor today. What are you excited to see? And first thing, and second, how can they reach you?
Okay, so I'm going to be speaking at 2 events here today. I have 2 panels. I have one at 1 o'clock today that is how to become profitable in aviation. Interesting. And then the second one is on supply chain and aviation and AM, which I'm going to bring in some knowledge to that. That's tomorrow. And then I'll be wandering the floor, so hit me up on WhatsApp if you have my WhatsApp. If not, please find me on LinkedIn. I'm there, I'm visible, and I'm looking to connect.
All right.
Dawn, thank you.
Thank you, Tony. Good luck. Break a leg. You're going to kill it, as usual.
You too.
So we have AUVSI next on deck. And Christian, all right. So we had Britt earlier in the month. That AUVSI is the month sponsor for the Dawn of Drones this month. And Christian, welcome.
Hey, Dawn, how are you?
So last time I saw you was in North Dakota, I feel like. We shared a beer one evening. And let's not talk about that publicly. So tell them, what your role is with AUVSI, and we'll then go from there.
Yeah, I have a couple of titles at AUVSI. I am managing director of a couple of our portfolios. One is UAV Avionics, and the second is Aviation Networks. And so the second is the most exciting thing that I think we're working on right now, but that's building out ground-based infrastructure in support of BVLOS operations.
Well, man, we talked a lot with Britt about that, not only on the Dawn of Drones, but in Clubhouse as well. And so if you missed either one of those, go back, watch on demand, listen to the Clubhouse replay. Great stuff. You guys are so deep into not just the commercial space, but obviously the military space as well with your IFF or identify friend or foe, interrogators, transponders. So you guys are here. So you obviously are looking to make connections, or like what's your goal here at AUVSI XPO?
Well, a lot of folks in the room are customers and have been for a long time. So that's great. So it's great to always catch up with our customers. We always have a few sort of new capabilities that we'd like to bring out and announce and talk about what we're moving into as well as what we're doing. So two things I'd like to hit on right now. One is our command and control network, which we've talked about a lot, which is Skyline. And Skyline is a system that is designed to eliminate C2 loss links. And the way we do that is by integrating multiple C2 links of different frequency types. So we integrate LTE, SATCOM, C-band for aviation spectrum, and even ISM networks. And the system is intelligent enough to fuse and select which uplink and downlink is best performing at every given transmission, use all of the data. So we've effectively eliminated the loss.
Well, I'll tell you, the fact that this show is focused on autonomy and, what you're doing is key to that, right? So I think it's going to be a successful show for you. Let's put it that way. Not only the partners you already have, but, those that are out there that are going to see this for the first time. That's so. What else? So what are you excited to see, or what is unique that you've seen so far? The show really just started.
It just started. I've only walked the floor once or twice. The other thing.
Oh my gosh, you're so lucky. I've been planted here the whole time.
We're a very quick scan. So the other thing that we're talking about now is a lot of BB loss waivers we've seen over the past several months have included ADSP reception, and of course that's a big piece of what we do.
That is you cut your teeth kind of on that, right?
We're great to see a part of that. We've taken that to the next level with a network now that we call True Sky.
Yes.
True Sky is a validated ADSP network. So a lot of people are familiar with networks like Flight Radar 24 or FlightAware from an ADSP perspective, but those are crowdsourced systems. We're deploying a private network that is leveraging our own private receivers, and what we're able to do is correlate multiple receiver ADSP receptions and validate that an ADSP signal is not being spoofed. That's one of the biggest dangers of relying too heavily on ADSP, because it's fairly easy to spoof, but if you're able to detect a spoofing event and provide validation, so that's a big piece of what we're here to talk about.
Yeah, that's huge. Are you guys on any panels coming up, or just basically people should find you at your booth?
We were on a panel earlier this morning with Inmarsat, and
cool.
And so I think that's it for today.
Yeah.
But
One day
come
at a time.
visit our booth. 2027 is our booth. So.
All right. And if they're not here to walk the floor and visit you at 2027, is that what you just said?
Yep.
Where can they find you? How can they reach you?
Christian at UAVonics.com.
Easy enough.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, great to see you.
you.
I'll stop by later.
Okay.
All right, awesome. All right, next up we have the one, the only, drum roll, Don Bershaw from True Weather, a true friend to the show and to everything that we do, and a true friend to really all of you out there, because without really knowing what the weather is, you just ain't flying, you ain't swimming, you ain't walking those robotic dogs out there. So, Don, welcome back. Great to see you.
Hey, thanks, Dawn. It's, man, I tell you, my legs are hurting already.
Are they? Dude, I've been sitting here just doing this. So I'm so excited to get up and move and see everything, including your weather pavilion. So tell everybody what you've got going on here at this show.
Well, this year we decided to bring some partners with us to demonstrate the capabilities are real.
Yeah.
That we have these high density sensors that we can place on tops of towers, wind scanning LiDAR that could see 15 kilometers, see the winds by looking at the dust and dirt, getting that in our models, and knowing how battery is going to be affected and battery power, weight, distance, travel. So it's exciting. And so we have our TrueFlight V360 now, and it's just all coming together, and we're having great meetings because folks are starting to see the weather is a challenge. It's not weather you would think is a challenge. It could be a nice day if you're going to go golfing, but the winds could be blowing 10, 15 knots stronger at 300 feet, and now you're not going to get as far with your drone. So these are the things that people are starting to figure out because they're starting to fly it.
Right. No, that's awesome. And we're doing a weather panel tomorrow, my friends. So tell everybody a little bit about that, what that panel's about, and who is going to be on it.
So we have a weather standard panel. So we've been working with ASTM for 3 years to rewrite a weather standard for Part 135 BV loss operations, where you don't have to use a $250,000 weather observation system to be able to fly. We're going to be able to use IoT weather data sensors that, as long as you supply the data and we can validate the error rates in it, if we can add that with the metadata, you're going to be able to use those sensors. And so that's what the standard, we're going to talk about that tomorrow. We got Andy Thurling from Drone Up joining us. We got Carter, I think, from Resilient. And so it's going to be a great discussion about execution. People worry, hey, can I use this weather sensor? Is the FAA going to allow it?
Right.
We're going to answer all those questions. And we're going to give you a roadmap. And we're going to show you how you can start using the technology today, even though it's not yet changed the rule. There's ways to get waivers and things like that.
Well, and I will be the fearless moderator of that panel.
Well,
so
you know the weather business as well as I do. So it's great that you're moderating.
Well, Don had a really great run yesterday at Law Tech Connect, also a Friends of Law Tech Connect sponsor. So appreciate that, Don. On the panel relating to AAM infrastructure.
Right.
It was the AAM infrastructure with Tony Drummond. We just had her on as well.
Right.
What a great panel that was. And weather needs to be a part of that infrastructure, right? The sensor network that we're talking about.
Yeah, because most people think they know what has to be at that vertiport, but it's not going to be what you think. This has to be a much more comprehensive three-dimensional winds, understand how those winds are blowing through canyons, getting that aircraft down safely, knowing if we're going to get people sick. And these are all things you have to plan now, because if you don't get those infrastructure budget wedges in now and you're not using the right stuff,
right,
later it becomes impossible to retrofit, more expensive, and you're not going to have as good capability. And the goal here is to get you flying.
Yeah.
So today, 30% of manned aviation or crewed aviation that is canceled or delayed due to weather could have flown. And it's the uncertainty. If we don't close the uncertainty in weather, you're going to be sitting on the ground when you could fly. And we want to get you in 100% of weather tolerant windows. The only way you're going to do that is having better data, and you need to plan for it now. It could take 3 or 4 years, right, for these budgets to come through, the designs to come through. So talk to True Weather now. Don't wait, say I'll do that later.
Yeah, well, if you want to learn more, there's so many. Don has been on this show, the Full Crew, our Full Tilt Leadership podcast, the Dawn of Drones, several times, and a white paper just came out. So tell everybody about that one.
So the white paper is, it's thinking beyond ordinary. Most people think of weather, they just think of what they know. What we're trying to do is spark your imagination and creativity about what is possible, and it is possible. There's a lot of great technology on the shelf that's not being integrated into the current weather systems because it's hard. Right. True Weather's doing that. We're going to talk about how important that is to understand the ROI that we're talking about. So if you're going to fly an advanced air mobility aircraft like an eVTOL, and you're going to go from, say, Dallas, Fort Worth to a vertiport at Frisco, the bottom line is that you're expecting you're going to get a certain number of flights a year. If you think you're going to fly 8 missions a day, fly 365 days a year, and you're going to generate, $14 million, in reality, you're going to generate about 10 million. So there's a 4 million gap there. And we're saying that with the sensors we're providing, we're going to be able to recover 1/3 of that $4 million for you. So 1.5 million, you know, and then you have to pay for the weather service. And paying for weather data is a good thing if you're the CFO, because we're going to get you more flight time, more revenue production.
Yeah.
This is a totally different way of thinking about weather and aviation. So you got to read the white paper to understand how come we haven't thought this way and why we got to think this way.
And they can find that on your website. Is that
Correct.
right, Don?
Yep.
Okay. You're going to find it on mine as well. And again, sign up for my new P3 Tech newsletter, because I'm going to put a link to this white paper in an upcoming newsletter. So please, please, please sign up now through the P3 Tech website for that newsletter. Don, you have a booth, the Weather Pavilion. Where is it?
2637. 2637. Come see the most advanced weather sensing technology available that you won't see out today, used by other companies and the weather service. This is advanced stuff. This is cool stuff. 2637.
All right. And I'm going to be there later today. You're going to see some pictures. I'm going to be with my Jersey boys, the Ultra Urban Low Altitude Transport Association. I'm a senior advisor there. So I'm so excited to see Ray and Ron again. And Don is also a senior advisor to that fine organization as well. So we'll get you guys all some pictures of the Weather Pavilion here later today. So stay tuned on my LinkedIn and on my other social networks. Don, if they're not here, how can they find you?
If they're not where?
They're not here. They're not here at the expo. How can they find you?
Oh, well, you find me at don.birchoff@trueweathersolutions.com, and you go to our website and contact us through our contact form.
All right.
But if you just talk to anybody else and just say, "Where do I find Don?" They'll
they'll find you.
Yeah.
They'll find you.
No, I appreciate it. Hey,
All
I love this industry. I love where it's going. It's so nice to have started in the beginning and see the progress.
Yep. And you've been a huge part of that. So thank you
so
for
have
everything you do.
All right.
All right.
Take
See
care.
you, bud.
All right.
I'll be over at the Weather Pavilion later today.
All right. Take
All right.
care.
Awesome.
All right.
All right. Very good. Very good. All right. Next up, we are getting towards the end here. We've got Danielle Gagne from Volatus Aerospace. Boy, do they have a cool booth today. And I know that's in large part due to Danielle. So Danielle, first of all, I know everybody knows you, but there might be one or two people out there that don't. So tell us who you are, what you do.
Well, I started out in this industry as the editorial analyst for Commercial UAV Expo and Commercial UAV News, and then transitioned to Volatus Aerospace, where I am now the head of marketing and communications.
Yay. And Volatus has been a dear friend to us for basically all of our efforts. 2 years running now has been philanthropically endowed the Volatus Above and Beyond series on the Dawn of Drones podcast, was a friend of Law Tech Connect sponsor this year, and Danielle moderated that panel on Show Me the Money. What a great panel that was yesterday, Danielle.
Fantastic. I was taking notes in my head, learning from the panel.
I was learning so much yesterday. Yeah, it was awesome.
Like drinking from a fire hose, some of the information that was happening there. It's definitely, it will be on recording.
Yeah, we're figuring out how we're going to release that, but we'll stay tuned. Follow my newsletter. You'll get more information about it here shortly. But yeah, we got to do a little post-production, and then we'll figure out how we're going to release the different panels out there into the wild.
Definitely worth a valuable thing to watch if you ever get a chance to, if you were in the room.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's your booth number?
4205.
4205. See, she knows it. And what can people expect to find there? You guys are you are AUVSI poster children, because you are multi-domain. No, because so many companies, right? They have a little niche. That's what they do, and that's great. But you guys, man, every time I turn around, there's another company being subsumed into the Volatosphere. So what do you got going on in your booth?
We got a lot going on. Right now, we have our Airport, which is our nesting station. It's built for BV loss, so it has a havoc system. It's rated for negative 55 degrees Celsius to positive 55 degrees Celsius. It has optical detect and avoid. It can be outfitted for radar detect and avoid. It can have it has micro weather.
Don. Don was just here.
And so it'll tell you when there. It even has 4-point checks inside before it takes off. It's just a We also have our robot crawler, which is kind of a little bit off from what we normally do.
It looks like a little tank.
It does.
I mean, it's got it's got the treads, and what are people using that thing for?
So we're using it for a couple things. Right now, we're working with mining companies. What they do is they need to go underneath trucks or in dangerous, hazardous areas to detect, to see what's there, to do truck checks, but also to detect gas, to see if there's any leaking in underground mining caves and things like that, so that they're not putting human beings into dangerous areas.
Yeah. And do you have any large drones here this year? Because you've brought some monsters to previous shows.
Well, I'm really excited to share. Just this morning, we announced a partnership with Velos.
Oh, really?
We did.
Oh, okay. Well, see, if you weren't here, you heard it here first.
Yeah. So we have a Velos on our booth. It's a really pretty cool dual motor helicopter type style drone that can lift a bunch of different types of payloads, as well as your standard cargo payloads, and we're really excited to be joining hands with them. They're a great company.
That is so cool. So we talked about your booth. You've obviously had a second to see what some other people have brought to this show. What do you see? And with your background, Danielle, like kind of reporting on this industry, getting to know it pretty deeply, what are you seeing here that is like maybe surprising to you?
I am surprised by the variety of larger drones that are at the show.
Larger drones.
Yeah.
Someone just told me there's a 2-seater.
Yeah, there's
like an eVTOL or something.
Yeah. There's a bunch of larger drones that are being built for that cargo space, and it's a really exciting trend, I think, for middle mile and for logistics, as well as for those longer inspections where you're flying miles. It's going to give you that extra push to be able to cover more, I think.
Well, that is so cool. I can't wait to walk the floor. Yeah. So if folks are not here to visit you at your booth and see all this cool tech, oh, by the way, first of all, in January, Dean Attridge from Volatus was on the show and kind of walked us through a lot of these different platforms that Volatus had, at least as of January. Obviously, it continues to grow and change. But check out that episode. Again, all back episodes on AUVSI's website under the Dawn of Drones tab. But if they're not here, Danielle, like, how can they learn more about Volatus? How can they get in touch with you?
Sure. I recommend checking out our website, www.volatusaerospace.com, to get started. And if you want to talk with me, Danielle.Gagne@volatusaerospace.com, or find me on LinkedIn. I'd be happy to accept your request.
As Gagne. Okay, all right, because it's pronounced like a little different than it's spelled, so people know how to find you. Okay, yes. Awesome. Very good, very good. All right, well, thank you so much, Danielle. It was great to see you again. I'll be over there later. Awesome. I hope.
Yeah, I hope
I will. I just got to get going. I got to get moving. Right. So, all right. I'm going to check the schedule. We were kind of hoping to have Cam Shell. Oh, I just got a note right here from his partner in crime, Arian, who says Cam is not going to make this stream. So Danielle is our last but least guest. And if you were at the show, please find me. I'll probably be hanging out a lot at the Carasoft booth. They are a strategic partner. Otherwise, hunt me down on the floor. Great to talk to all these folks, and excited to see. I'll be reporting out what I've seen, and looking forward to learning more. Remember, everybody, tomorrow, Dawn of Drones, Jack Elston live from AUVSI Exponential. Thursday, we've got Doodle Labs here live from Expo. And next Monday on our full crew, we got Mary Caitlin Ray and Lindsay, who's literally a rock engineer, is going to be on our full crew at the normal time. So we are out here, everybody. Thank you so much for dialing in. Take care.